Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, good morning.
Welcome back to Real Talk with SLR.
How are you guys doing today?
Well, we stayed nice and toasty in here last night.
Yep.
Gary got the insulation done above our bedroom, so that really helped out because last night was like the really freezing night.
It wasn't, not the super cold night. Tonight
Yeah.
is going to be the true test.
Well, last night was colder than the night before.
Yes.
And the night before that, too. So, so far in the succession of cold nights.
Last night was definitely the coldest that we've experienced so far.
Because we escaped on a Saturday.
Yes.
And we went out with Rusty and Rachel with Robertson's Belly Acres, as you guys saw in our last video.
Yep.
And celebrated his birthday. But that Saturday, that night that we were leaving, that was like the last, I think it was like 22 or I don't know what it was, but it was really cold.
Yes.
And tonight's supposed to be the same way, but I have no doubts we're going to be nice and warm in here.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's going to be nice.
Yeah.
It'll be really, really good. And it should be good. I've got like the smallest little amount left now. So I should be done by noon today.
By noon.
Yeah.
As soon as we finish this Real Talk, we're going to get to work and finish it off, and then I can spend the rest, of the afternoon cleaning up and doing the white glove test and getting everything back to reality. Because we have like the folding table that we have around over there, the round table, we have that taken down, and the chairs and everything are all folded up just to give us some more space to work in here. But
Trying to move around a ladder and everything else, and now there's all these sliver pieces that we've cut out to get them to fit into where we need them, and we're going to use all those sliver pieces.
Yep.
And we're going to actually spray adhese them together because that's a lot of insulation just to throw away.
Yeah, that's like probably at least a bag or two, maybe 2 bags just sitting there.
I have a feeling more than that.
I mean, just looking at the pile, and granted it's not compressed, and like when you open up the bag, it like slinkies out. I'm guessing if it was compressed, it would be at least 2 bags. I'm looking at it, maybe 2 bags.
It might be, I don't know.
Maybe
we're
closer
gonna
to 3.
find out.
We're gonna find out
today. Find out. But
yeah.
I'm glad that we bought enough to where we can cut out all those pieces like that.
For sure.
And we didn't buy too many because that would be trash. And I don't like that. I want to try to use every little piece that we can. And I'm not going to use those pieces for, up there, because I don't think that would be smart.
Well, you know the old saying, right? Waste not, want not.
Exactly.
So we're gonna try to waste not.
Yeah.
So
and I bought 8 extra off of what the square footage is of the basement because of the actual sides and everything else. And we're down to the last 7. And we're not even done.
Is it 7?
We only have 7 bags left.
Because we got these 3 inside, there's 4 outside? Well, dang. I know that we're going to breeze through that for sure today.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We don't have much left. So we should be able to knock that out and get that done.
Well, one of the parts that we're going to be working on is the sound insulation for like our bedroom, because that's part of the insulation that we want to do. That's not necessarily for heat or anything. It's just more so, soundproofing, like the corner in our bedroom, because where Julia's bed is, you guys know the triple bunk beds, and Julia's on the very top. Well, where her bed is in relative position to the corner of where our TV is.
Yep.
And we've been not playing it too loud or anything like that, but it would just make it that much better.
Yes.
So.
Because we can definitely hear what's going on in the living room, as well as everybody can hear what's going on in our room.
Yeah.
So.
Definitely want to make sure that it's a little bit more soundproof.
Correct. A little bit more.
A little bit more.
And we'll be able to achieve that with all the slim pieces that we've cut out. Because all of those pieces were going to be standing up like this. So
yeah,
we glue them up, or glue them together and everything else like that, and then just pop them in where we need to, cut them down to size and all that.
Yeah.
It shouldn't fall down from there. I mean, if we do that on the ceiling, that's a different story. Which we're going to still secure everything in the ceiling, but I don't want to be having to do both of it at the same time.
Right.
Because that would be a lot of back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
We're trying to eliminate as much up, down on the ladder and back and forth as we can. So we're
Correct.
trying to do it in a strategic manner, but
Get everything up, and then we can attach or make sure it doesn't go anywhere later on.
Yeah. So our big goal today is to finish completely. We wanted to finish it by today, and I think that we're on track to do so.
We are on track to do it. I've got some work on Uber that I want to get to today as well. So
afternoon, when I'm in here cleaning, you can be out there getting it on the tractor.
Correct.
Yeah.
I've got some stuff to do. So
we've got Abe home from school today. Abe woke up with a tummy ache and just wasn't feeling the greatest. I mean, he wasn't feeling super great over the weekend, and then he came home and he bounced back and he was feeling fantastic. And then like this morning, he just woke up with like kind of a tummy ache. So he's home from school today. He's actually in my office right now. I got him on some of our older homeschool applications that when I used to homeschool the kids. So he's in there working on that, but he's going to be my little sidekick today when it comes down to cleaning time, because I'm sure that by then he'll have finished his assignments that we got him. Mm-hmm. And then it'll be time for him to help Mama, and he loves helping Mama.
Yep.
Even when he's not feeling the greatest. He's a very big helper, so. Yep. I'm going to be hanging out in here with him doing that. I probably will come outside and, check up on you when you get onto Uber. I'm going to try to do some recording today. I didn't want to bring you guys along with too much of this insulation saga because it's so much of the same, like just repeating the same thing, and I didn't want to like bore you guys to death with it. But we will be doing some recording today, kind of showing you, hopefully our finished product and it being done, and we'll talk with you guys about like the challenges and stuff that we ran into, and then I think we'll have Gary go out there. It just depends on how the day rolls, right?
I'm hoping this is our hope that this is what we're going to get done today.
Yeah.
But
nothing is set in stone.
No. You always got to be, fluid.
Yeah.
And don't kick yourself down. You set an objective.
Yeah.
Try to complete as much as you can. And if you can't, don't beat yourself up.
Exactly.
There's always tomorrow.
Yes. So we're going to do our very best today to finish up the insulation. And then when that's all done, Gary will go outside and start working around with Uber. And I will be doing a little bit of recording of this insulation stuff, the wrap up, I guess. And then we'll show you guys the stuff that Gary's got to do outside on Uber. And I'm thinking about what I want to make for dinner tonight, because as soon as we clean everything up, I'm going to start doing that. I actually was kind of feeling the anniversary chicken. Does that sound good?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, so I make this really good chicken dish, and it's called anniversary chicken because that's what the recipe was called when we found it, or when Gary found it like so many years ago.
It's on allrecipes.com?
Yeah, allrecipes.com. And you guys can look it up and do it for yourself, but essentially it's chicken breasts, and you cut up like tomato and onion and whatever other vegetables and stuff that you want to put on there. I usually just use tomato and onion, and you sear the chicken breast in a pan first with some oil, and then you take the teriyaki sauce and ranch dressing and you mix it together to make another type of creamy sauce, and then you smother that all over the top of the chicken breasts, and then you put the vegetables on top of that, and then you cover it with cheese and bacon bits, and then you bake it in the oven, and when it comes out, it's like all together, and it's so good. Like the crust is like that cheesy vegetable with the sauce crust, and like the sauce, it just goes over the chicken, and it just, it's so good. So I think I'm gonna make that for dinner tonight.
Sounds
and
good
maybe
to me.
I'll show you guys how to do a little bit of that. Just maybe. It just depends on how today goes. But if not, you guys can check that recipe out as well on All Recipes.
Yep.
Anniversary chicken. But I was thinking I would do that and maybe like a better rice or something.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. So.
You don't gotta threaten me with a good time.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, the kids haven't had that for a while either. And we've been eating a lot of pork and beef.
Yep.
I'm feeling like
something with chicken.
Yeah, I'm feeling something with chicken.
I have been feeling the same way, so.
Have you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're right in sync with each other.
Exactly. It's perfect.
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 Well, we have definitely got a very busy day today. I don't want to take too long on today's Real Talk just because I know the workload that we're trying to accomplish by noon. So
We've got a
Um,
lot to do.
yeah.
And I gotta say this, thank you so much, baby, for cutting all those pieces.
Oh, you're
'Cause
welcome.
yesterday I sat there and while she was doing all of her computer madness and whatnot,
Yeah. I was.
I ran around and was doing my Gary madness, and I got all the measurements of what cuts I needed and how many and everything else, and I
You
gave
made me a
Mel
list.
a good list and said, "Here you go, babe.
Yeah.
I need all these cut." And she's all, "What?"
What? Okay. I guess I'll do that. No, yesterday,
But
I was in the office and I was finishing up all the computer stuff so that way I could get that video out for you guys. I didn't have too much left, but I did have some things that I
well,
had to finish.
that's just how it goes. I mean, we do this real talk. You
Mhm.
have to upload this real talk,
Yep.
get it out for everybody, make the thumbnails and the titles and all that jazz, and then
Yeah.
trying to get back to you guys on comments, and it's work.
Yeah.
We both have work to do, and it's coinciding together with
Yes.
everything. So
I think that especially now that we're here in the basement, our flow for when we start the day, when we end the day, how it goes, it's just so much better. I know that
Yes.
together we're so much more
you
relaxed.
you do that all the time, or like all the mornings, and I always gather all the things that we need for the day, or try to start getting the day rolling with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So that way we're not killing time by trying to figure out what do we need to do this way, what do we need to do that way,
Yeah, when I'm
and
in
trying to make a plan. It's more so like, all right, here's the plan, this is what we got going on, and we're killing it now.
Yeah. And when
So-
I'm done with the computer work in the morning, that's usually when it's time for our second cup of coffee. And by the time that the computer work is done, Gary's got all the measurements and he's got all the materials. And then we sit down, we have another cup of coffee, we figure out the execution of the plan, and then we just go for it. So that's usually how our mornings go. And it's been honestly, like, since
been
we've
good.
been here in this basement, I mean, it was okay before, but it was more scrambled.
Well,
In
it
the
was a lot
trailer.
of, I had to really walk away from you in the trailer aspect to try to set up stuff, and then having to walk all the way back over there, or vice versa,
Yeah.
you having to walk all the way back over this way when I'm still grabbing stuff that's all the way over there, and it's like, just makes time-wise a lot quicker and
Yeah.
easier.
I
And
feel like
it's
we have much better time management now.
correct. And that's what
So-
I'm saying. It's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice to be in a basement and have a lot more manageable, space, even though it's a bomb right now.
Well, it won't be
It's-
by 2 o'clock. It should be clean. Because if we're done by noon, all I need is like 2 hours, and I'll have this place spick and span.
Yes,
So
but
it won't be too long.
it's gonna be nice though. Like, I mean, everything's starting to slowly fall into place the way that we need it to fall into place to keep it rolling right.
Yeah.
And it's going to be nice when the garage is done, because then that span of walking back and forth, like I just said, I'm not walking all the way back to camp to grab all the materials to bring back down here.
Yeah, and we'll have a nice
It's
building
right there.
to work inside. So when it's raining or when it's really cold or really hot or whatever outside is doing, it's not going to affect us doing all prep work. So when we are building the cabin upstairs, because I know that a lot of our building is going to be like finishings and this and that, like on the out, like I know that we're going to be building during the spring, which is like a super rainy season out here. And that you can lose a lot of days. A lot of days, where if we're working inside the garage, when the garage is finished, we could be getting the trellises and all these things, like we could be building walls or whatever and just having them set aside and then bring it over or whatever, however it works out,
We would be cutting the materials in there.
Yeah.
And then getting it ready for the walls and marked out wise, and then bring it up
Yeah.
in a day, or like,
know what I
but
mean.
yes, we could set up all the materials, be like, okay, cut all the materials that we need for that wall, and have all the top plates and bottom plates marked out already, and just set it off in a pile. Make the same thing for another wall, the same thing because that setup takes time.
It does.
And if we can, on a day where it's raining, we're like, hey, tomorrow's supposed to be beautiful, but today's not. Let's go set up all those, get that prepped up and ready to where all we have to do now is grab those materials in that pile, bring it up top, nail them together, stand it up, grab the next pile, slap them together. I mean, it would be that much quicker in a
Yeah.
sense to be able to have that, you know, and that's partly where it's like, we really want that garage done.
And there's definitely a
But
method to the madness, guys. Y'all just got to sit back and trust us when it comes to how we're doing things and why we're doing things. You know, we're taking our time to do it because this is an enjoyable process to us. We're not trying to rush it. There's
not
no
trying to
need
stress out too
to
much
rush.
or freak out, you know, over something that doesn't go right or that you didn't plan for or anything
Yeah.
else. Like, we've already ran through the emotional ringer with this basement.
Yes. Yes.
And we have learned that you need to step back and relax and take it day by day.
And you know, we've showed you guys
Because-
some of that emotional ringer, but we've also shielded you guys from some of that because some of it is just plain ugly and you guys don't need to see that. And then other parts of it, we have brought you guys along
Yes.
for it. So we try not to, we try to be like 100% transparent and as real as possible. But there are, you know, sometimes some stuff just doesn't need to be on the internet,
Correct.
you know? So
Correct.
that's
But
why, you know, but I definitely.
it's one of the hardest thing to take your significant other out in the middle of the woods and
With 3
have you
kids.
with 3 kids and try to build a house.
And it wasn't always me. Sometimes it was you. Sometimes it
Correct.
was me. Sometimes it was both of
It
us.
goes
Sometimes
back
it
and
was just,
forth.
yeah.
It's not like it takes 2.
Yeah.
All right, and it's rough, and a lot of it comes down to the stress that you put on yourself of trying to get it done in a certain amount of time.
Right.
And if you are doing that, it takes out the joy of what is around you.
And like last year, we had a lot of pressure because we really wanted to get out of the trailer and have a better place for our kids and for ourselves, something more comfortable. But we also were allowing a lot of the external pressure of, you know, people commenting and bashing and whatever to affect us. And we've totally made a resolution. I don't know if you guys can tell or not, but since we've been inside this basement, we're like, those days are over. Like, I'm not allowing it to, especially since I got sick, right? And I had my nerves, had a total breakdown, and, you know, I had to suffer with shingles and stuff and everything, and it was terrible. And we made a resolution. We're like, we're not allowing it to infect or steal our joy or stress us or anything. We're going to do it our way. And if people like it, I hope that they like it. And if they want to stick around for it, then great. But if they don't, that's fine too. You know, we're not going to allow it to negatively affect us anymore.
That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Is I'm happy to be in the basement, and we're taking day by day. We should be
Yes.
done with the insulation here soon.
Absolutely.
And we've got other projects that are on our plate that we need to do.
Well, the most exciting one for us is when the basement is complete shortly, is that garage. Because once that garage is done, then now we have that temperature and climate controlled location where we can not only store bulk orders of wood, we can order pallets of wood and put it in there and not be worried about, oh my gosh, you know, the weather is going to ruin it before we get to using it, or, you know, just any of those kinds of things. And we're going to have a place where we can actually start, you know, cutting everything and getting everything ready and prepped, and it's going to be safe and secured. So I'm very excited to start working on Gary's garage. I'm excited for you to have that garage. I know how much it means to you.
I'm looking forward to it. I miss my garage.
Yeah, I know you do.
I miss my garage a lot. That was my
Your
my
escape.
sanctuary. Where I was like, all right, I need some alone time, and I need to
Yeah, he'd
tinker.
he'd go to the garage and just start taking stuff apart and just put it back together. People untangle their brains in multiple different ways, and that's just how you seem to
I
do
enjoy it.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
I enjoy it.
So I'm very excited for the garage to get going. I'm excited for this next holiday season. Thanksgiving's next week. We're going to have a lot of stuff to talk with you guys about that.
Man, I can't believe that Thanksgiving's next week.
I know. So it's going to be a busy little while for us, as I'm sure it is for you guys as well. So
Yes.
But-
Enjoy your guys' family time.
yes.
We're gonna enjoy our family time,
Yes.
and go out there and be thankful.
Yes.
Be thankful, because each and every day is not promised to you, and
Very true.
just being alive is a day to be thankful for. And not only that, there's a lot more out there to be thankful for.
Absolutely. Just look around you. You'll see, notice all those little things, and you live with a spirit of contentment. And that's
Yes.
what we used to try to tell each other all the time when we were in the basement going through, or not the basement, the trailer, going through all those hard times, was just, be content with where we are and look to the future of where we're going. And it helped to get us through a lot of those hard times, was just stepping back, looking at what we had and looking where we are going to go. It's great to have motivation and desires, right? But don't let the motivation and the desires detract you from your today's blessing.
Correct.
And so I guess that's kind of our takeaway for today. But we are going to get out of here. We got to get this done by noon, baby, by noon.
By noon.
By noon.
We gotta run.
So we got to hoof it. But I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today. And we will be back with a new episode of Real Talk tomorrow. And if all goes according to plan, we'll have a good video to post for you guys tomorrow as well on Simple Life Reclaimed. So stay tuned for that.
Yes.
But in the meantime, guys, we love you guys. We love y'all. And we hope you have a good one.
And we'll catch you on the next one.
Bye, you guys.
Later.